Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about how you make design decisions. What drives your thought process and your decision making while you're pushing those pixels to come out with that design that you made. Okay, so you've gone to school for design, maybe you've read some books for design, maybe you've just been kind of doing it in your spare time and learning as you go. All of those things, awesome. Once you've been designing for a while, you gotta start asking yourself the question of, why do I tend to make this decision when I do this thing? Why do I tend to line up typography like this, or make buttons look like that, or use this set of colors more often than other colors? What makes you lock that thing up the way that you do? If you start asking yourself those questions and self-examination like that, then you start kind of like unfolding the ways that you make decisions. And that's what we're talking about, is how you make those decisions, and therefore how you can improve the decisions that you make while you're designing. I really see three types of decisions or reasons why we make decisions as designers. The first way that you would make a decision is based off your experience. This is experience-based design. I don't mean you're doing user experience design. I mean you as the designer are making choices built off the back of previous choices in your career. And so, hey, this has always worked or this has never worked. It's your experience. That could be mixed with the experiences of others. So this can also be a collaborative thing. So for instance, you're building a website and you say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do this thing up here. I'm gonna put this giant hero image with a big call to action and you know, some sort of like marketing speak inside of that hero. People are like, hey, that's great. Actually, I've seen that work time and time again. That's a tried and true kind of practice. That's an experience that you've had. If you tried something else, maybe on your homepage, and it bombed, it's probably rare that you're gonna try that same thing again. You might try to iterate it and come up with a better version of that bombed failure of a design, but you're probably not gonna do it the same way that it happened before. This is experience-based design. You're using your past to help create present designs. Next is reference-based design. So you're gonna be looking at things that you like, and you're gonna be imitating in the best possible way, not stealing, but if you watch my video on the book Steal Like an Artist, you're gonna be using it as inspiration and trying to figure out why you like that thing. But you're gonna be referencing other work, Dribbble and Behance and other designers' portfolios. You're gonna be saying, I like that, I don't like that, that would work for this project that I'm working on right now. I'm gonna do a little bit of that. You're referencing. Referencing is a good thing as long as you're not duplicating or copying. You can reference the way that that designer used color. You can reference the way that that designer used typography and space and white space. Man, I really love that. I want to do something similar to that. And that's another way that you are making design. The last one's a little bit tricky, and I've tried to find a better way to define it, but really it's just your gut. It's just a gut feeling. You're saying, hey, you know what? It's a hunch that I have that this is going to work. Sometimes a design just feels good. It just feels right. It fits, it clicks. And even though a user can't define it or a client can't define why it doesn't feel good, there's something inherent about the way that a design makes us feel. And so honestly, as a designer, a lot of times I'll just be moving things around and I've referenced what I want and I have experience of how I think it should look, but when I place it on the canvas, I'm still thinking, something about this just isn't feeling right, and I'll click things into place based off of a gut feeling, and I can't define it any better than that. It's just your gut. I think that all three of these ways of making design decisions are important and they're valid, and you should use any one that you want. But I think where it becomes really, really powerful is where you start combining all three of these. That becomes your design conscience almost. It kind of speaks to you and it says, hey, based on these things that we're processing right now, your experience and the things that you referenced and the gut feeling that you have right now, here's the decision that you can make. So now knowing that that's where a design conscience comes from, that's why we make these decisions and how we make these decisions, how can you make better decisions? If we look at our 3 different methods of decision making, I think that there's a way that we can improve the decisions we make in each one of those. Number 1, your experiences. My solution for this would be have more experiences. Create different things. Design things that are outside of your kind of container. If you're a web designer, maybe you need to do a book cover, or you need to do an iOS application, or maybe you need to do like some posters or something really crazy. I don't know. But step outside of the bounds of your medium and design other things, because there's a lot of things that you can take from that, right? Number 2, when it comes to reference, you need more reference. You need to be actively looking. And so if you've fallen into the kind of rut of looking at 1 or 2 designers or finding everything on 1 or 2 places, why don't you step outside of that realm and start kind of referencing other things? Maybe you need to subscribe to a magazine, or maybe you need to, I don't know, something else that will allow you to get different reference besides just Behance or Dribbble. Not to say those aren't awesome, because they are awesome, but maybe you need to be looking around for some other stuff. And lastly, when it comes to your gut, that gut feeling that you have, I tap my chest and not my stomach. The only advice I can really give you on that is have the guts to follow your gut when it comes to your decisions that you make. Sometimes someone's gonna tell you, I don't think that looks good, and you might have to just go against that and follow your gut, follow your hunch. The reason why you're making that decision is based off of your experience and your references and the innate decision maker inside of you. So solve that problem, design that thing, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by subscribing to the channel and leaving a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, you agree or disagree, leave them down in the comment section below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. I hope you guys are making amazing things. I hope you're designing amazing things and making fantastic design decisions. I'll talk to you guys next time.